Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed this? One day you feel motivated, clear, focused, and ready to change. And you tell to yourself, this time I'll be consistent. And then a few days later, that motivation is gone. You are tired, busy, and back to old patterns. And somewhere inside, you start wondering, why can't I stay motivated? What is wrong with me? And if this feels familiar, this video is for you. Because motivation is not failing you, and you are not the problem. Here is a big truth that I want you to know. Motivation was never designed to create consistency. So, why motivation fails? Because motivation is emotional. It comes from excitement, inspiration, a new idea, or a powerful video or conversations. But emotions change, and that's why motivation raises and motivation falls, and that's normal. The biggest mistake most people make is expecting motivation to last. Think about it. You watch a video, you feel inspired, you plan everything, and you say to yourself, I'll wake up early, I'll eat better, I'll finally focus on my goals. And then life happens. Work pressure, family responsibilities, mental exhaustion, and suddenly you are not doing what you planned. So you start blaming yourself. I'm not disciplined. I lack willpower. I'm not just consistent. But that's not truth. Here's what's actually happening. You don't act based on motivation, you act based on what your mind believes is safe, familiar, and possible. So when motivation drops, your belief system takes over automatically. And in that moment, your mind doesn't ask, what do I need for my future? It simply asks, what feels safe right now? What feels familiar? So you don't fall back because motivation ends, you fall back to the belief your mind trusts the most. Let me simplify this even more further. Motivation works when everything feels supportive, when your energy is high, when your life is smooth. But most of the days are not like that. Most days are ordinary. So, what actually works is belief based action. Yes, belief based action is what guides you on ordinary days. It's the difference between saying, I'll do it when I feel like it, and saying, this is just something I do. One depends on mood and the other depends on identity. And identity is far more stable than motivation. And when something feels like who you are, you don't need to push yourself. You don't need to negotiate with your mind. You don't wait to feel ready. You just take action. Not because you are forcing discipline, but because it feels normal. And that's why identity always wins over emotion. So if you have been blaming yourself for losing motivation, pause for a moment because nothing is wrong with you. You were never lazy, you were never broken. You were just trying to build consistency using motivation alone. And motivation was never meant to carry that weight. So remember, motivation fails because it depends on how you feel. And how you feel changes every day. Some days you feel inspired, some days you feel tired, some days life simply takes over. So when motivation disappears, it's not a personal failure. It's just motivation doing what it always does. So, what actually works when motivation fails is belief based action. Let's understand in a practical way. For example, if your old belief says, I need to feel motivated to start, then your action can be as small as opening the document, showing up for 5 minutes, doing the first step of a task, then just stopping. Yes, stopping is allowed because the goal is not finishing. The goal is showing your mind that action is possible even without motivation. And when you do this repeatedly, something important changes. Your belief quietly shifts from I can act only when I feel motivated to I can act even on low energy days. That belief is far more powerful than motivation because motivation comes and goes, but beliefs decide what you do when motivation is gone. So for now, don't try to change everything. Just notice this pattern. When motivation disappears, what is the smallest action you can still take without pressure? Sit with that thought today. And if today's video made you to pause or reflect, you are welcome to share your thoughts in the comment box below. And I'll see you soon.